Hi, it's me, RachaelLyn, and I am completely embarrassed. Um, okay, so I need to talk about my spending this month, and it has just been atrocious. I am about to close out the month of July. It is the 29th, and I'm about to close out the month of July a couple days early. I will probably be spending money in the next 2 days, but I'm going to put it towards August's budget. I think I should actually get paid tomorrow, which I count that last day towards August anyway, so yeah, so I guess it kind of balances out, but spending this month well, I could say it's been fun, but it has not been fun putting things into my budget and trying to keep track of it all. It's gotten completely out of hand. Part of that has to do with the fact that we kind of did a little family vacation type thing. I did a lot of video of that and pictures and stuff like that, so if you would like to see, we went on the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, and we didn't do them in consecutive days because we were saving money by staying at home instead of hotels and staying nearby in our state, and just like actually near around where we live in Louisville. And then we also did not want to have to board the dogs, especially my parents' dog, which is older. But if you would like to see like videos and all of that, I will try to put together some of that and show it. So if you'd like to see it, leave me a comment down below, and I will try to put that together. It was a lot of fun, and it was really cool to learn a lot of history and things like that when it comes to bourbon making and prohibition, and just all of that came about that we learned. And so anyway, if you're interested, leave me a comment and I will try to put that together. But right now, like with school starting soon, things are a bit crazy. So spending is out of hand. Part of that is because of the family trip. I spent way more than I planned on, and I'm kind of mad at myself about it. And second of all, I have way overspent in my teaching budget. I gave myself a much more generous allowance, knowing that I'd also have a much bigger generous allowance the next month, and still spent way over my generous allowance for this month. So yeah, that was a lot. I just needed a lot more things for the classroom than I kind of anticipated. When I got in there and started putting things together, and even before I got in there, I went out shopping and looking for things, and at first it was just like a little bit of stuff here and there, and then as my mind started going and I started thinking about how things went last year, and things that I'd like to do differently, and what kind of materials would help make certain things easier, like what did I need. I just kept spending more and more money, and so that's really embarrassing. But really, like, I do feel really bad about overspending on the family trip, but I don't really feel that bad about overspending in my teaching budget. I'll be posting my budget. I'll probably this Friday I will post my August, like creating my August budget, and then next Friday I will probably post my July recap. But I'll tell you right now, I overspent over $400, and I had given myself a lot of extra money. So yeah, I way overspent. The good news is I have even more to spend for this month, and I'm not gonna like take last month's budget and put it towards this month. I thought about doing that, but no, I'm not going to do that. I am going to keep an even bigger budget for this month for my school budget, because there's still like some big like furniture items that I kind of need, and I've been looking at yard sales, I've been looking at Goodwill, and I'm just not finding what I need, and I might have to go through Amazon or IKEA or something like that and see if I can find what I need as far as that is concerned. So yeah, so there's that. And then I've also, like, I've just way overspent. I spent money on clothes for the upcoming school year. This is pretty much the only time of year that I really buy clothes. Sometimes I will buy some clothes like in November or December, like winter clothes, if there's something that I just don't have, or I was missing the previous year, and so sometimes I'll spend money, but really this is like the time of year that I spend all of my clothing money. And I had some in my sinking fund and it just wasn't enough, and I had to rearrange the money and give myself more money for clothes. And really, that one, I'm a little upset at myself. I bought a lot of stuff, but like there were some things that I was like, oh, I kind of need like I needed a new pair of black pants. I needed some capris, because one of them, like, it was gone. They were a good pair of capris to wear to school, and those were gone, and I really only had like that pair, and I think like one other pair of capris. And going into the summer, like the end of the summer with school starting, I can't wear shorts, and I really don't want to wear long pants, especially because it actually does get really hot in my classroom. So I'm like, well, I need some capris. I need more than one pair. I need a couple of pairs. And then so there were some things that I feel like I actually needed, some staple pieces that I really actually needed. But then I would also buy a couple of other things that's like, well, it's just, this is $10 more. It's just like one more shirt. It's really cute. And I don't know. I just made a lot of excuses, and I don't plan on taking anything back unless it really doesn't fit, because I did shuffle around sinking fund money to kind of like pay for that and that kind of thing. So I'm just like, I'm a little mad at myself, but I'm not gonna like take anything back. I'm just gonna be mad at myself about it, and I'm done. No more clothes at all. So I don't need anything else, as far as I know. I do not need anything else. So that's another reason why I way overspent. And of course, then there's also my bed that I got, and that I had to pull all of that money from my student loan repayment money. So that was a huge purchase. And so I feel like I just spent this month. I also used some of my car repair money to get an oil change, and I did have my car washed because I was able to use the free vacuum, because we didn't really have a vacuum that I could use to vacuum out my car, and it was just really, really convenient to just like use their trash can, use their vacuum. And then my car did need to be washed, and I could have done that myself, but it's kind of like a time thing. It's like, well, it needed to be washed because it had really sat, my car really had sat around for like a few weeks, because I haven't been driving really since school's out, and if I've been driving, it's been somebody else's car. So I mean, my car, like the license plate and the back of it, like had spider webs all over it and stuff, because it had just been sitting there, and so it needed to be washed, and it needed to be vacuumed out and cleaned out, and it felt so good to clean it out and all of that. But I did pay $12 so that I could use the free vacuum with the car washed, and I got the car washed, and that was more of a time saver and convenience factor for me, just because of trying to get ready for school, starting to work in my classroom and all of that stuff. I still have one more thing that I have to get repaired on my car. So, I mean, I'm not upset at myself about the car expenses, and all of that was well within my car repair budget fund, but it's just kind of like, that's more money that I spent. And I still have a tire issue thing that needs to get fixed. That'll probably be about $50 or so. But I still have plenty of money in my car repairs fund for that. But I'm just kind of, I think, between like a huge expense on the bed, and I spent almost $200 more on the bed than I anticipated. Oh, and then I had to buy sheets, and I did end up buying a new blanket to go on it because I really only have one summer blanket. And so I spent money on that, which came out of my personal spending money. I way overspent on my clothing budget, which I think I'm going to readjust how much money I put towards that per month, just because like $15 a month isn't going to give me enough even just once a year for what I feel like I need once a year. I thought it might be, I mean, really, I actually have it set so that when my clothing budget is completely full, I have about $500 in there. But $15 a month is not going to give me $500 after a year's time, so it kind of would never be full in that case. So yeah, so I think I'm going to give myself more and readjust that, and I will go over that on Friday when I do my August budget setup. I haven't done that yet, but hopefully I'll remember to do that, give myself more money in there, because yeah, the clothing, that was an issue, and the family trip, that's the part that I feel the worst on, because I bought myself like a souvenir at each stop that we went to, and I shouldn't have. I was looking for a keychain and a magnet at every stop, and I actually collect magnets from different places, and I have a huge magnet collection. If you've seen any of my older videos, when I lived in my apartment and I was on my own, you might have seen my fridge. It was covered in magnets. Some of them are ones that I've gotten for myself, and some of them are ones that other people have gotten for me from different places. So I do actually collect magnets, but I decided to do something a little bit different and also collect keychains at each place, and just have like one big keychain. Now my keys, I actually can't stand keychains. My key ring literally is my car key, my house key. I don't even have my school key on there because I have a lanyard that I have to wear at school. So it's my car key, my house key, my car key fob thing, and then I do have one little tag that is like a name tag with a dog that I had in high school, and it has like her name on it, like it was her tag when I was in high school. And then I have a rabies tag from the dog that we had before her. So these are dogs that we've had, and they're just the simple dog tags is all they are, and so they're not very big and they're very thin. And whenever Lucy, I don't even want to think about that, but whenever Lucy is not around anymore, I will add her tag on to the keychain as well. So these are just like dogs that, you know, were mine, or family dogs mostly, but we had it. The first one was family dog. The second one, she really was my dog in high school and a little bit in college, and then until she passed. And then so now I have Lucy, and those are kind of like my dogs, and so I keep them on my keychain, and that's it. Yeah, that really is it. And because I can't stand a lot of stuff on my keys, so I actually don't use keychains, and I don't really like them, but I thought it would be kind of cool to have like one huge thing of like all the places that we went on the Bourbon Trail, and so I got a keychain at each place. Now here's the thing, not everywhere that we went had a keychain and or a magnet, and so I would pick up something else that I could kind of turn into one or the other. And the thing that made me upset is like when I was rearranging my room and I had to pack up some stuff to take downstairs, because there's been something like I've gotten some gifts and things like that that I can't really use right now, but I want to keep for when I do live on my own again. So I packed it all up, and then I looked at this thing full of keychains and I'm like, okay, well, what do I do with this? I don't really have a need for it. What am I going to do with it? So yeah, I just packed it up and I put it down. It's downstairs. This is packed up. I have no need for all those keychains. And I did the same thing with the magnets. The magnets I don't feel as bad about because I have that magnet collection, and that is also packed up. But like the keychains, like really, that was, yeah, stupid tax. So anyway, I don't know. I mean, what else am I going to do? I mean, it would cost me just as much money to run around and, you know, with the gas and all of that and try to return it, and I don't know that they would take it all back, and so I'm just out, and I feel so bad about that. I don't feel too bad about spending a little bit extra on my bed than I anticipated, because I really thought that it would be between $500 and $1,000, and but I was hoping it would be under $500. But you know, it was just under $700 for the bed, and so I don't feel bad about that, especially having it for a little while now, and it's serving its purposes, doing very, very well for me. So it's just like when I look at everything that I've spent, I just feel really embarrassed, and just like, oh, I'm so mad at myself. And this is the first time that I have gone backwards as far as adding money to you know, my sinking funds. I mean, I've taken some money out, but I feel like I've always been able to put like more in. Just like one fund might be a little less than others, but like the funds in general still went up, I think. But definitely my student loan repayment fund, for when my student loans are out of default, that went way down, and like it was at $6,000, it is now at like $4,800, because I had to take out extra because of my family trip. I spent way more on my family trip, and so I took extra out for that. So when it's all said and done, that fund is actually only going to be $5,000 after the end of this month. And I am going to put extra money towards my sinking funds this month, just because I still have money to put into savings. It's just my one student loan fund went backwards by a lot, by $1,000, and I'm really mad at myself about that. And I just wanted to do a video like explaining all of this, because when I do my budget recap, I don't want to spend all this time like explaining everything. I just kind of want to say like, I know I did it, and refer to this video is kind of what I want to do. But I also wanted to do a video giving you a heads up and just telling you it's not a good month, and I'm about to film my you know, recap video and all of that that's going to go up next week, and I want to get it out before I start talking about it, because I know I'm not going to be happy about it. So yeah. And then also restaurants were really, really bad this month, just because we were on a family trip, and I think I put some of the restaurants from the family trip went under the trip, and some of the eating out from family restaurant or from the trip went under restaurants, I think. But then, and I even raised that budget up, knowing that I was going to eat out a lot, because I'd be starting to work in my classroom, and I knew that I would probably be eating out a little bit, at least until things got settled in my room and I can actually take some food to school to have. So I think I'm to the point now where I can actually take, well, last week I did start taking some food to school, and you know, my fridge is back and running and ready to go, and the microwave and all of that, so I can start taking food. I just have to go to the store to do it, and I didn't want to go to the store because everything else, like, I'm just so over budget and everything, so yeah, I just kind of wanted to just let you know ahead of time. So that is it, and I know it's not the most exciting video I've made, but I am admitting my faults here, and I'm not trying to hide anything from you, and I don't plan on doing that at all. I think, like, doing this video and, you know, showing my embarrassment and all of that actually will help keep me on track in the future, because I don't like doing this. Like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to tell you how I failed, but, you know, failing is part of the process, and that's what happened this month. And so, yeah, failure is how we learn. So, hopefully I've learned a lesson. And yeah, so that's it. So, I guess I will just say goodbye here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.